I hear he is truly smitten with the girl. Some say she might already be with child. About time. Their betrothal has lasted how long? 6 years? 5, I wanted to shout. I had endured 5 long years of living with the girl at Masada, 5 years of hearing her complain about the food, the clothing my brother provided, and the furnishings in her chamber. Never mind that Herod had emptied his personal treasury to provide her with the best of everything. Never mind that Mother had urged me and my other brother to be on our best behavior in her arrogant presence. Never mind that I had been placed in charge of arranging this tiresome royal wedding. I would do almost anything to make my brother happy, but I would have preferred to endure a full day of torture rather than spend a full week arranging the marriage between Herod and that spoiled hellcat. I forced a smile as the priest, an ordinary Levite, the best I could find, as Herod had not yet appointed a new Kohen Gadol, lifted his hand and offered a quiet benediction. When the priest had finished, my brother turned to face the assembly, a wide smile overtaking his tanned face. "May I present to you," he said, a note of childlike wonder in his voice, "my bride and your queen, Mariamne." The bride, who fairly dripped in jewels and gold chains, inclined her head in a regal nod, and allowed Herod to lead her off the elevated platform. Then she paused beside a servant carrying a pillow and turned to her new husband. Beaming like a grateful boy, my brother lifted a golden diadem from the pillow and placed it on Mariamne's head. Beside me, 8-year-old Antipater snorted. I elbowed him, then nodded toward the king. "Mind your manners, nephew. Your father will not be pleased if he sees you smirking at his bride." "If given a chance, I could make real trouble," the lad replied, his dark brows rushing together. "Should I step forward and ask Father how my mother feels about this? He has cast her off like a worthless old shoe, and yet—" "Does she not still live?" I frowned and lowered my voice. "You are here, and you are the king's firstborn, a position no one can take away. So mind your tongue and watch your step. You must tread carefully if you wish to remain in your father's favor." "In the king's favor?" Antipater arched a dark brow, revealing a wisdom beyond his years. "A precarious place to be." "Would you rather be ignored?" I nodded toward the departing newlyweds. "Herod would never forgive me if I allowed you to make a scene at his wedding. So go to the feast and adopt a pleasant expression. Behave yourself. If anyone asks for your opinion of the bride, say you admire her and look forward to getting to know her better, because you do not want to be overheard complaining about your mother's situation." Antipater scowled, but he was smart enough to know I would not give him bad advice. As the crowd surged toward the reception tent, I waited for my other brother. Pheroras stood at the rear of the expansive chamber, looking pleased. He had supported Herod's plan to marry the Hasmonean girl, and did not seem to view her as I did. Perhaps it took a woman to fully understand another woman. What did men know of our ability to intuit the secret desires hidden behind painted lips and polished faces, to read another female heart through sly glances and tight-lipped smiles? Why could neither Pheroras nor Herod see Mariamne and her mother as I saw them? 10 minutes after I met Alexandra, I knew she had agreed to this marriage for only one reason: to keep her grip on power in Judea. The Hasmoneans had been pushed off the throne because they could not share power among themselves. Rome stepped in to maintain the peace, and the Senate's edict established Herod as king of Judea. But due to this marriage, Alexandra's grandchildren would be royal heirs, and within a generation Judea would again have a Hasmonean king. If Herod allowed Mariamne's children to replace Antipater, his firstborn. Alexandra's ambition was as obvious as the stars on a cloud.